not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
Yeah. The revolution will not be televised, but it will be sensationalized by the various tribes warring and telling lies, failing lives as husbands and wives are distracted by living double lives. There is so much strife as our leaders are filled with so much strife, taking away our rights and making us pay such a high price for freedom. We don't need them yet, need them even though they not what we need. We cry, sweat, and bleed, and they leave us hungry on the streets, destitute with no aptitude other than prostitution, producing fuel to the capitalist pool which we're drowning into, turning blue from breathing in the toxins produced from the manufacturing of all the problematic products we produce. Our produce is doused in pesticides as they provide genetically modified food. They call it the idiot box and food too, because they are feeding you half-truths and whole lies. Our whole lives are like a beehive, where they want us to behave enslaved and enraged, but unwilling to engage the sage wisdom of the mage on stage. And instead of getting played like the games they say are a way to keep us in place, it's a disgrace how we waste time chasing waste pieces of shit that can't taste the poison put in our face by the faceless agents who didn't win presidential race because they were already put in place by members of a reptilian race of soul-sucking, demon-worshipping fakes with masks over their face, exploiting the human race. We have to keep pace and stay awake. Not just be woke, but poke the bear and do more than vote and quote something that someone else wrote. We gotta cross the moat and raid the castle, the king gotta go. We need a true democracy, says the hypocrisy and diabolical, xenophobic, atrocious quotients dividing us as well fall instead of providing a united front where we stall the unmitigated haul of all of those actively involved in our downfall. They downplay this all in hopes that we won't call bullshit, and we'll pull quick with the stick from the hip and hit us with the full clip. A bullet for every ballad. Our voices ain't invalid as we get tossed like salad in this sweltering melting pot, smoking so much pot that we forgot that they stay plotting our funeral plots. They want us in a box and locked up instead of locked in, paying attention to who's ascending and where they've been. The truth they bend until it breaks. My heart aches for all our faces. They murder, pillage, and rape like Vikings. It's the planet of the apes and it's time to strike like lightning. They don't like us rioting and would rather insist and consistent in fighting like dogs biting each other over trifling bites of the steak. Instead, for all our sakes, congregating and dividing the state, whole and ripping out our masters' throat. It's revolution time, let's go.
The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause.
The revolution will not be televised.